a non-exclusive, egalitarian brotherhood.
This week, comedy goes old school. Plus, we take a look at Best Picture nominee The Hours tonight in the front row. So you've hit your 30s and life hasn't turned out the way you expected. You could take the steps to rebuild your life, or you could join two of your pathetic buddies and try to relive your college days. The path chosen in the DreamWorks comedy, Old School.
I go to school here, and
Okay.
And well, I was just curious, what sort of association will you have with the actual university?
Who are these people? I don't know. Well, legally speaking, there will be a loose affiliation, but we will give nothing back to the academic community, as well as provide no public service of any kind. This much I promise you.
Vince Vaughn, Luke Wilson, and Will Ferrell star in this Animal House meets Revenge of the Nerd story of three guys of a dream of ditching all social responsibility.
Oh, yeah, hit that. No, I appreciate it, but I told my wife I wouldn't drink tonight. We're going to go to Home Depot. Yeah, buy some wallpaper, maybe get some flooring, stuff like that. Maybe Bed Bath & Beyond, I don't know. I don't know if we'll have enough time. I'll do one. We're going to do one. Do you, baby?
It's lewd, crude, and offensive, and extremely funny. Old School doesn't shy away from its R rating, and at the same time, it doesn't go the cheap, popular path of a gross-out comedy, unless you consider Will Ferrell's nude scene.
We're streaking. We're going up through the quad to the gymnasium.
Who's streaking?
There's more coming.
Frank, get in the car.
Everybody's doing it.
Now.
Okay.
Old School is a nice 90-minute diversion from the real world. It gets 3 out of 4 stars and is now playing in area theaters. We completely change gears for a look at this week's Best Picture nominee. A trio of first-rate performers guides the twists and turns of The Hours. 3 essentially different stories are followed through 3 very different time periods, all inspired by the writings of Virginia Woolf.
If I were thinking clearly, Leonard, I would tell you that I wrestle alone in the dark, in the deep dark, and that only I can know.
Nicole Kidman plays Woolf in one story, a woman so ripped by depression that she would eventually take her own life, despite all outward appearances that she was quite normal. Julianne Moore plays a 1950s housewife whose own bouts of depression are fueled by Woolf's writings. And Meryl Streep is a 21st century publisher who can't escape the impact of depression from those around her. Each story is different, but at the same time, cleverly intertwined with surprise twists and what Virginia Woolf called the hours. Those seemingly endless moments of the day where a fake smile hides an even darker truth. Now, it would be easy for some to dismiss this as a chick flick and be done with it, but that really wouldn't do this film much justice. The Hours, although not easy to digest, is a fascinating journey through the mind of manic depression and one of the first to give an honest and earnest reflection of a disease that affects the victim as much as it affects those around them.
Join us for the arrival of the Subway KQ2 star for a day right before the Oscars, and of course join us for the Oscars ceremony March 23rd. That's all for this week. Join us next time right here on the front row. I'm Bob Shultz for KQ2.